They're kind of adorable, right? I mean, there's a level of cuteness to these giant mechanical war machines that I feel like needs to be called out. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to PlayStation Underground. On today's episode, we are playing Lost Sphear, which is coming out to PS4 on January 23rd. Correct?
That is correct.
Sam and Neil from Square Enix are joining me to show off this game, which is the second game from Tokyo RPG Factory. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having us.
Awesome to be here.
Absolutely. We've seen Lost Sphear before, but let's just start playing. Neil, keep going as we get our intros in. But I wanted to give a quick shout out to the fact that you'll be able to play this demo on December 7th on PS4 if you are interested.
Correct.
Yes. Perfect. So tell me a little bit about, Sam, why don't we start off with saying just general Lost Sphear. What does someone need to know just to get a grip for this game?
Well, I think the first question that kind of comes to mind, just by looking at this huge overworld, is like, what is this place called? And as of right now, we were calling it Gaiterra. So it's actually known as the world of Gaiterra world, where, as you could tell, there's places that are lost. I know we kind of touched upon those points earlier around E3, so just kind of reiterating a little of the bullet points. So the point of the Lost is where basically you have the absence of memory. So what he did here was he manifested a certain landmark back into existence.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's that's like a key part of the story and the overall theme is sort of bringing back the memories of this world, which has been lost to these strange, vapid sections of the map here. So also, do we need to discuss, guys, who's doing the voices for who? We're going to do some dramatic readings?
That sounds super fun. But I call dibs Van. I mean,
okay,
Van's
so
super awesome.
Sam is going to be Van?
I don't even think Van talks.
Oh, well,
that's the main point. That's the point.
I see what's happened here. Neil, so you're kind of creating some spaces here. Is this just giving you more access to the map? Is this creating dungeons? Like, what are we seeing happening?
So this actually gives you some benefits in battle. And I'll let Sam's the pro at describing the game, so I'll let him kind of go into more detail. But
Sam.
as you can
the
see,
designated pro gamer.
You are the pro of this, the PS4 pro, if you will.
Pun intended. Yeah, so here not only does unlocking memories open up a more vaster part of the map, but also grant certain passive abilities.
Okay.
So I believe he unlocked Yggdrasil. Is that what you unlocked? Yeah. So we need to go back and see what that unlocks. But there's certain passive abilities such as like you're able to, induce like more critical damage, or able to have more critical hit rates, things along those lines. But on top of that, not only are you able to unlock passive abilities for your characters in battle, there are certain things I think we touched upon them where you're able to engage with certain landmarks such like you're able to amass certain items, such as whether you go fishing, some materials like healing items, things that help your different properties in and out of battle.
It's still super cute. I love just watching these little friends run around on the map.
Pick up shinies.
Does this mean that you have to have a larger view of like how you want to do battle when you're unveiling these parts of the map, or is it just going to help you no matter what you choose? So it's really just up to you and on a whim. Like, how does the kind of larger strategy of creating these spaces go?
In my personal opinion, being the pro gamer here. Here we go. Hold on. Before that,
this is Ryan's character. Ryan, I think, has to be Aronis.
Can you see that? Who's
the road is blocked.
What kind of accent?
Oh, he's British? I didn't realize Canada was British.
Right. I'd love to just force our way straight through and trounce them. But they're putting up a tougher resistance than we expected. I needed more of the text at one time. We're at a standstill. Is this me with the huge blonde hair in the front? Okay, I used to have huge blonde hair, but not anymore, so that's perfect. So now I want to be able to go around and attack them where they won't expect it.
I kind of feel bad because they have a lot of dust in their hair. And that's why you need us.
Are all your European counterparts going to be just miserable with your accent?
Yeah. Me.
You'll understand when you see it. It's just up above the western cliff. Yep, and he just walks right off.
And he just disappears into the sunset.
I call dibs on this NPC. Fate brought us together. Maybe you're fated to buy something too.
Ooh, Neil, you were practicing for this day. Forever and ever.
another indirect reference.
So tell me the battle system. I mean, we haven't quite seen a battle yet, so I'm sure we'll see it in a hot minute here. But what kind of system is Lost Sphear based on, and how does it differ from I Am Setsuna, the first game in Tokyo RPG Factory's library? That's what I wanted to say.
So a lot of the core elements revolve around the whole battle system. So it goes back to your earlier point where you were said, also how does like these certain landmarks play a part, in and out of battle. So the cool thing about this game is that your experience through the game is completely unique every single playthrough. So you could manifest different landmarks at different spots, and you could customize your experience. So how that ties into the battle system is you're able to tailor certain abilities, certain key items to kind of interact with these passive abilities. Once he starts getting into the battle, and going through that is much like I Am Setsuna, you have the core turn-based RPG element, but which you're about to see in a hot minute after doing this dialogue.
I'm glad you're using the term hot minute. Oh, here I am again. No, wait, that's not me. I get to voice the bird. Does this bird have a voice? Squawk!
Squat.
Oh, this is you, Sam.
Oh, I get it. Your way around is blocked by something that's been lost.
You lost your accent.
Yeah, that's probably better, though, I think. Yes, that's why we called on you. We need you to restore that spot. Everybody looks at me. Kanata, is it? You're the key to this mission. If you can't do what... I can't even do the most simple voice acting. If you can't do what they say you can, we've got a problem, you hear me?
I'll give it a try.
All right, well...
going about my day.
What do we do, Kanata?
Hey, that was good. There we go.
I'm hoping it's like Ragnus that monsters around here have memories of this place. But we won't know until we try taking out some monsters.
Oh no, we have to kill them? Fine, let's show these guys behind us how it's done. Maybe it'll quiet them down a little.
I wanted to be Van.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, too bad.
Hey
that was
man,
the perfect
you were
Van
waiting.
voice.
You were waiting too long.
Oh,
I
was.
just jump in.
Oh man. All right, so here's our first encounter. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller mobs, but we wanted to kind of jump into the battle itself. So, as I mentioned, you have the standard active time battle. All of the classic elements of the traditional JRPGs. But as you see here, we're introducing a new mechanic where you're able to kind of move about your characters in battle to optimize your, I guess, DPS, as players call it, to hit multiple enemies. But obviously you have characters that have a higher DPS on single characters. You also have abilities that have hit multiple characters. So Van and Kanada, they're more focused around AoE, while Obaro, he's the guy with the staff. He's more of a mage user. I mean, then again, you can whack monsters with your staff if you like. Wouldn't be very effective, but you all know how that is.
Yes, of course. And were you able to, restoring these memories, it seems like you're using sort of items or fragments in order to restore these sections. Do you just get those by defeating mobs? Is that what you were describing before?
Yeah, so as you progress through the game, you're able to amass certain memories, and as you start amassing these certain memories, you're able to, and you have to use them wisely, such as like manifesting, certain landmarks, or you have to use them to kind of get through certain points, such as here you have a gigantic rock. Obviously, they don't have rock climbing gear, but so you have to just bust through it full on. Oh, here's Galdra.
Didn't we say something about? I'll just leave
Galdra's
that.
the female of the group.
Okay.
No spoilers.
Oh, okay. Is that no spoilers? Should we mark this video with spoilers? I'm adding Kanata's name to my wish list. As you like, sir. Kanata, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of myself too, but sometimes,
We should be able to destroy a rock of that size with a Volco suit. Volco suit?
Oh.
Okay.
Volco suits are super awesome to play with. But we'll see the first application of the Volco suit right about after this. We better wear Volco suits from here.
Do it. Equip it. Equip it now.
So Volco suits are a new mechanic
Good
which
thinking.
is introduced in Lost Sphear.
In our
Which
Volca suits, we shouldn't have any trouble crushing rocks in our way.
Rock Smash.
And it'll be easier to fight in our Volca suits too. We just have to be careful of VP.
We have now seen Neil's range of voice that he can provide us. Perfect. Whenever we need to conserve VP, all we have to do is take off our suits to fight.
Van's voice definitely changed.
You can also use the VP charger to replenish
all right,
VP.
at this point, I've forgotten which characters we're all playing. There's too much. Whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah.
Easy. What is going on? Whoa!
So those are the Volko suits. I know some people probably haven't seen what these awesome suits are. So a step up from I Am Setsuna, where these are kind of like your, I guess, summons, if you will. So at the cost of VP in the bottom right corner, as you can tell, we only have 150 Volko suit points. Not only do you use Volko suits to get through certain obstacles throughout the map, you're also able to use them in battle. So much like Chrono Trigger, where you're able to kind of utilize two characters. Oh, there we go. We have the standard X Strike. And I Am Setsuna. Yes, yeah, the might of the Volko suits is not something you just take lightly.
They're kind of adorable, right? I mean, there's a level of cuteness to these giant mechanical war machines that I feel like needs to be called out.
They're adorable until you get to, right there where you have to climb up, you take them off.
They're not
just
adorable.
not
They're super
efficient.
cool.
They're cool, God.
They're not
Ryan.
dolls. They're action figures.
Correct.
I have to say, probably one of my favorite abilities is Lumina's Palm Beam. Just because you can line up so many enemies at one time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay there.
Well, it's actually
Look at that damage.
You could also change the dynamic in battle, such as Kanata. He has ability where you're able to kind of move enemies to different parts of the map, kind of depending on its position. So you could actually combo in hitting a character to a certain spot, or depending on the angle, much kind of like a pool table. And then you could, do another AO ability with like Lumina to hit, that as a serve as a second hit to the character.
Did we see any of that kind of strategy in I Am Setsuna, or is that all new to Lost Sphere?
It is actually the ability to move about in battle is actually one of the new mechanics in Lost Sphere.
Yeah, cool.
I know there are certain combos in I Am Setsuna where you're able to gravitate a lot of the characters and then do another AoE ability. But this one, you actually have the control yourself in battle, which is super awesome. Oh, pick another shiny.
You have a limit to the amount that a character can move during battle. Is there like a gauge, or can you just kind of position yourself wherever you want to and map it all out?
Yeah, so you're able to position, as you can see here,
as
anywhere. Yep, you can go about wherever you want, wherever the perimeter is. But you'll see later on, there are certain applications to actually more of an invasive strategy as well. There are certain enemies that have AoE abilities, so it's best planned that you don't have all your characters at one spot. So what I like to do is have characters at each of the four corners of the map, so they actually have to choose their targets.
Oh no, you're running out of VP. Everybody's transforming.
No!
Yeah, Von's Japanese voice actor has, I think, a much better thing going on than my
Yada.
rendition.
I love Van. I actually like his weapons a lot.
Yeah, they look like little floating laser cannons. What
Yes.
do we got going on there?
So those are actually called bits. Yes, so you're able to, I guess, summon more of them through certain abilities that he has. Obviously, the more that you have, the more damage that you'll do.
Awesome.
He is your range character. So, as I mentioned earlier, it's more of an evasive strategy. I like to kind of put him in the far corner of the map as more like the range character and hit the enemies from far away. So, he takes the least amount of damage and he hits them. There you go. He hits multiple targets at once.
Beautiful.
So, as you see in the bottom, though, one of the elements that we took from I Am Setsuna is the momentum system. So, the blue circle that circles around the image.
Yeah, around the character portraits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It masses the blue orb. So whenever you expend that blue orb by hitting the square button on the PlayStation controller, you're able to do more damage at once. So you're supposed to time it once you hit the enemy to do more damage to them.
So literally as the action happens on screen, you need to hit the button.
Yeah. So rather than
so there's a bit of a rhythm element to it.
There is. So rather than monotonously just watching your character, attack the enemy, you're actually a little bit more immersed in the battle system itself, which is super awesome.
You're taking a more active role in the battle, Sam.
Yeah. So I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me back then, if you compare it to previous RPGs where you're just playing the waiting game and watching them go about their thing, I'm just twirling my thumbs, watching them do the whole animation. This one is you actually have to kind of think through the actual battle itself.
Now, Neil, I noticed you doing some tomfoolery just now. Did you change your playable character here?
Yes. I wanted
okay.
Lumina to take the lead.
Okay.
Kanata needed a break.
Who are you? Oh wait, is that a female character? I can't tell. You know, I'll just read normally. We're the Imperial Command. I'm General Aronis. My name will ring out through history. Imperial Command? Run away! Run away! I'm just apparently voicing all the characters now.
I like it.
Resist if you like. In fact, I want you to. So, Aronis seems a little mean. Right? Just a bit?
Yeah, so not too much is known around. We actually haven't revealed much about Aronis at this point. So
right.
I don't want to
spoil. I'm just going to go with my initial assumption that he's a little mean and may very well be a terrible villain. Who knows?
That's for the players to find out.
That's for the players to find out and for
us
Ryan
to know and
Ryan
them
to
to find out.
speculate.
Exactly. Galdra has probably one of the coolest animations like in the game, in my opinion. I just
also
like
love the suit of armor.
Yeah, Galdra. I mean, why do you have armor on top of armor, right? For extra armor.
Extra armor, yeah. You need armor bonuses.
I kind of feel bad for these enemies over here.
Are they a little? Are we a little overpowered now with Galdra in the mix?
Yeah. So in this demo, just so the players get a feel for how the gameplay is, they're gonna be facing a few easier enemies. But later on as the game progresses, you'll face much tougher enemies. So, it's your knowledge of the battle system that actually plays a very integral part to how you strategize different engagements, and it becomes a very integral part of positioning and a mixture of remembering you have to use the blue momentum orbs. It also comes to say that you also have to ration your VP, so you don't spend it all in one place, as they call it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So Neil, keep going. I'm going to ask some more philosophical questions here, but with Lost Sphear, well, let me back up. In I Am Setsuna, I know the Tokyo RPG Factory, the developer, really wanted to convey a sense of melancholy and a sense of remembrance there. Is there an overarching theme or a tone or a feeling that the developers want to portray with Lost Sphear?
Yeah, so there's a sense of urgency in that the world is just disappearing around you. I mean, put yourselves in the character in Kanata's shoes, right? You wake up and you're like, oh shoot, my house is gone, or oh, my favorite arcade is just gone, right? Like, how do I go about just restoring the world around me? So not only are my friends not gone, I actually go about just saving the world.
You're just disappearing, and the key is people don't really understand why this is happening. Yeah,
so there's a whole ominous threat that kind of threatens the world of Gaitera, and they're just kind of thrown into the mix of what's going on. We don't know what's going on. All I know is I have this ability to kind of manifest things with memory back into existence. But as they go along the way, they start discovering, they start having this strong bond with each other as they start finding out what is going on in the world. So it's not an apparent enemy, which is the cool part of this game. You have your, I'm gonna call it cliche, good versus evil, but there's a lot more depth to the story that goes beyond just good and evil. It's a much larger picture. I'm just gonna drop that hint that the players have to discover of what's actually going on in the realm around them. So.
Well said and properly teased. I'm very interested. I think at the end of the episode we're going to see a boss battle. I don't know how close we are. Neil's indicating that we are going to see it soon. So.
Neil just likes fighting the enemies. Actually, that goes back to the vocal suits. So out of battle, aside from just getting past certain obstacles, you're able to utilize certain abilities of the vocal suits outside the battle, such as if you have them equipped, you're able to zoom past certain mobs undetected without actually engaging in certain battles. I don't know if you actually do that here.
But is that, I mean, wouldn't that hurt you because you're not getting experience? So what is the benefit to kind of stealthing your way through an encounter?
Yes and no. I mean, at certain points, let's say, for example, for me, I love to grind, right? If you feel like you're at a certain point where you don't feel the need to just fight enemies anymore, I would just throw in the vocal suit and just run past the mob. I really love getting to the story itself, so it gets me to the next story point.
Are we feeling a boss fight coming on?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Make sure everybody's nice and topped up.
Boss battle preparation.
This is one of my favorite moments in RPGs is when you can just sprinkle a bunch of potions on everyone and get as prepared as you possibly can.
And now I'm turning all those artifacts that we were bringing into the world earlier at the beginning of the demo. Now I'm activating those to get a little bit more of a bonus.
Ah, very nice.
You upgraded your weapons also, right, through that merch?
I did.
Awesome.
Please don't resist. Can't you just surrender? We don't want to hurt you. You, the Empire, you all play for defiling our holy place. Right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
I'm
So
just not
Shira
gonna
is
try
actually
it.
another playable character of the group. What's actually kind of ironic is she's actually more of the healer of the group. So she actually has an AoE healing ability, but in this instance, you're actually fighting your own healer. So you
my
kind of have
gosh,
to be
it's terrible.
careful. Yeah, you kind of have to be more conservative of your potions in this engagement.
One
So-
of your Volko suits has been charmed. Nice.
So back to the point of the vocal suit was so Baro so his vocal suit's ability is kind of more of an application of his spells. So he has really cool names as if we ever get around to him where they do higher DPS spell abilities. Kanata focuses around a lot of the co-op abilities, such as if you have another character with equipped the vocal suits, you're able to use combo abilities.
Target Ray.
I
Kablamo. Summon bits. Neil, I want you to summon all the bits. Summon every single bit
as
you
many
can.
bits as you can.
Just flood the screen with bits. Alright, there we go.
There you got one.
It's running. Defeat it. Take it down.
Got him, coach.
Oh my goodness. I don't know
so
what that is, but it looks really intense.
It's a buff. So some of the vocal suit abilities are able to buff yourself. So it kind of amplifies to what's already seems like overpowered, but
Seems like.
but I wouldn't take this boss battle lightly. Just when you think that you're about to, beat the enemies on screen, she could turn it around really easily. I personally like Van's vocal suit the best though. Like the whole black and gold.
Right on the right side here?
Yeah, I don't know if you have a favorite.
I actually really liked Galdra's, but yes. Yay! Neil, well done.
We did it.
Well done.
Nice.
Seemed like no big deal for our Neil, the steel on wheels.
It took a little practice.
It took a little practice.
Yeah, the first few times I fought her, she like one-shotted my party a couple times. And yeah, she can be pretty rough.
You made it look effortless, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you got skills.
Oh,
We
my
gotta
He's
goodness.
actually the real pro gamer. I just take the title on sometimes.
I see.
you know.
Yes. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me.
Awesome.
So, any final thoughts on Lost Sphear, which is coming to PS4 January 23rd?
Actually, as a matter of fact, so we listen to our fans that actually they keep asking us like, hey, do you guys have a physical edition as well, or like box one? It is available. The PS4 box is available exclusively on the Square Enix online store. But however, if people want the dynamic theme, which is a beautiful moon-based theme, they're able to kind of pre-order on the PSN store as well.
So go on over to PlayStation Store and you can pre-order now if you wish, right?
Yes.
And you can play this demo on December 7th on PS4.
Correct.
This one, the one we're looking at.
This one.
The one we're playing.
This one. They're gonna rip the controller right out of your hands, Neil, and they're gonna play it for themselves.
Voices come separate.
Yes.
Voices not included.
We have to call into your party on PSN and do the voices.
If fans want to voice the characters, the demo actually does go for about an hour or so. This is actually a chunk of the demo, so they could actually expect a lot more from this.
Well, guys, thank you so much again.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Having you on.
Awesome.
That was
Pleasure being here.
Sam and Neil. We're playing Lost Sphear on PS4, and we will see you next time on PlayStation Underground.
PlayStation